Morning, sir.
Good morning, Ava. How you do?
I'm good, sir.
Nice. Good morning, students. Rasha said good morning again. How are you doing?
Morning, sir.
All right. I hope you guys are doing pretty well.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sabrian. Um, Brittany, you need to send me a private message. I need to have a conversation with you. Um,
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Alfia. Tell me that's been sorted out for you already, right? You don't even message me again.
Yes, sir, I did, and so it didn't work.
It didn't work.
No.
All right then. We soon talk back to you. Because you know. All right. So for the most part, I have been going through Edicasoft, and I'm seeing where there is a whole lot more movement to the platform. A few of you have completed your requirements, and for that I'm truly grateful, and I'm very happy for you guys. Sad to say though that some of you will fail this course. I don't know if any of those persons are here now, but I know some of you will fail the course because there's absolutely no movement at all to the platform. And you know, we're not going to sit down and wait on anybody to complete their work on the Educasoft platform. So I know some of you are going to fail the course, hands down. But those of you who have been listening to me and have been doing pretty well, that I'm eternally grateful for. And I'm really looking forward to you getting your A's. I need to see some A's. I'm tired of seeing the C's. I need some A's. So I'm just going to ask that you pay special attention to what is happening, so it is that we can together work through the last couple of stuff that we have. I have two major areas that I need to do with you. Two major areas, and one of those major areas is what I'm going to be looking at today, hopefully. I have still not fully out of the woods, but I'm going to see and make the best of what is to come. But yeah, let us see what will happen. I really thought that somebody would have reminded me that I had promised you some notes that I was working on for you. And when I remembered last night, we did already in a bed, I'm not going to get up. But I had done some stuff for you. But anyway, it's not a problem. It really isn't. With this class name Foundation 3. All right, I've just posted the final draft of the timetable. So I want you to just take a few minutes now to look at the final draft of the timetable for me. And then
That is in our email or on Canvas or something.
I just sent it via WhatsApp. So look at those for me. Sorry, look at that. Look at the timetable for me. And then we will see how best we can. Just make sure that you don't have any clashes. Make sure that you're seeing your courses on. If you're not seeing it, just let me know so I can send them a message. Look and tell me when it's Foundation 3. But as I said before, some of you are going to fail the course. Some of you fail and fail. And some of you may fail and fail with a 46 or a 47 or a 48%. And with just a little bit more work, you'd have recognized that you could get a higher percentage. But you don't know what else we done. To be honest with you, we can't do the whole talkie today because I sound the best just now.
Sorry, sir. You hear
Yes,
me?
I'm hearing you, Sabrina.
I'm looking at it and I'm seeing May 2022.
Yes, only May 2022.
Yes, sir. Semester 2. We're in our third semester.
The semester 2 timetable is?
Yes, it's showing May, sir.
Maybe I send it wrong something, because boy, trust me, you see if I had another 3 weeks with you, if I had another 3 weeks with you, you know, would I just tell you I have no class today, honestly. But I recognize that I don't have that much time. And that's why I am meeting with you now. All right, I'm just looking at it. Thanks, Brian, for bringing it to my attention, because we just copy and don't. I never look. Yeah, but trust me, if I had another 3 weeks with you, and I say, here the plan, go do something. But, I recognize I don't have that much time. May 2020 for that, but this can't write. This can't write at all. June. No, sir. All right. Abandon. Abandon. All right, so let's go again now. I know I saw the timetable. So let's go again and see what it says. It says August 12th. Adjusted fine timetable. August 12th was which day? August 12th, no, yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. True. I didn't say I'm going to post around something because another head of school is saying that it says semester 2 with dates May and June. All right, so I'm me alone make the mistake. Hold on, let me see if it's May 24th, May, June. All right, so somebody else in another head of school commented on it. So I mean, make the mistake, and it's a correct one that they send off to you, but is it incorrect one them sent to me? Yeah, it's a semester 2. All right, so other wrong one them pick up and send out. All right, forgive me. As soon as I get the updated one, I'll send off. Somebody else commented on it. That is on it. So I was excited when I saw it yesterday, and I should have sent it out from yesterday. But all right, let me see how best we can get through this here for today. All right, so what I'm going to be looking at today with you, as I try to bring up the document, is something that is called transformational geometry. And the transformational geometry, and I want you to listen to me and listen to me carefully. There are some courses that you will be doing that for those courses, there are some must-haves. There will be some must-haves. So let me start with business statistics. Regression and correlation must come for business statistics for 20 marks or 25 marks or 30 marks. The question normally comes as a full question. Whether or not you're doing online or face-to-face, yeah. When you're doing business calculus, stationary points must come. When you're doing pre-calculus, Kramer's must come. When you're doing foundation concept 3, transformational geometry must come. So the topic that I'm going to be teaching you today is a topic that must come. And it's a question that comes for full marks. So if the question, if it's 30 marks per question, it's going to be a 30 marker. If it was 25 marks per question, it's going to be a 25 marker. If a 20 marks per question, it's going to be a 20 marker. It must come. As a result of that, I'm going to ask that you give me your undivided attention. You have to listen clearly because my voice goes in and out. And I want you to be able to understand what is happening. This question is a must have. You must get a question on this nature. There are no two ways about it. No two ways about it. It must come. That's all I'm going to say. It must come. I don't know how else to say than to say a topic such as this must turn up on your exam paper. So, with that said, I am trusting and hoping that you will give me your undivided. Wherever you're not understanding, that you'll stop me and ask me, so we can together work on this little easy topic that must come. So, transformational geometry is pretty similar to what it is that we have been doing. On your Educasoft, you have been looking at rotational geometry. We have been looking at geometry of all different types. Last week we did, not last week, the week before we looked at vertical, linear pair, etc., etc. Now what we're looking at is, what we're going to be looking at is transformational geometry, where we're going to be talking about reflection in the x-axis, reflection in the y-axis, reflection in the line y equals x, y equals minus x, reflection through the origin, a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise and anti-clockwise, and we have a rotation about the center of the circle. So pretty much you're going to be having 8 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things to look at. If you understand all 8 of them, you are good to go. How I normally teach this topic is just come to class, help you, show you ways in which to memorize the rules. And once you memorize the rules, it's just for you to use it when the question is being asked. I'm going to spend, it's now 8:35. I'm going to spend about a half an hour with you going through the rules, and then when I go through the rules with it, I am going to then look at a few past paper questions, and maybe I just do one in class and give you the others to work on. All right? Hold on a minute, please. All right, so I'm going to listen intently. I will give you the document. I'll give you the document. It is coming up. So just work with me. My system is taking a while to come up, but the other system that is taking a while to come up. So work with me. When I'm reflecting in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged and the y value changes. When I am reflecting in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. When I'm reflecting in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. So for example, yes, hon.
Sharing your screen?
No, not yet. So when I reflect in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. So for example, if I give you 1,2 as the coordinate, I give you 1,2 as a coordinate, and I ask you to reflect that coordinate in the x-axis. Always remember, the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. Now, when I give you a coordinate 1,2, what is the value of x?
2. 1. Sorry. The
The first
first value is x.
value is x and the second value is y every single time. So the x value is called first and the y value is called after. Now, if I give you the coordinate 1,2 and 1,2 is being reflected in the x-axis, when I reflect in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. The x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. So what is going to happen to you is that x value as 1 is going to remain as 1, but the y value is going to change and it's going to become -2. So the new coordinate is going to be 1, -2. Let me say it again. When I'm reflecting in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. So for example, I'm giving you a coordinate 1, 2. 1, 2. Because I'm reflecting that in the x-axis, the x value is going to remain unchanged, but the y value changes. So what is that? What is going to happen is that you're going to end up with 1, -2. 1, -2. All right, so this is what we're looking at now, the transformational geometry. So if you look at it, it says a reflection in the x-axis. The reflection in the x-axis, the x value is going to remain unchanged, but the y value is going to change. The x value is going to remain unchanged. Look at this. My xy now becomes x, -y. My xy becomes x, -y. Look at that for me. There are two methods to do this topic: the matrix method and the coordinate geometry method. I will not be using the matrix method. I'm going to only be using the coordinate geometry method. I won't be using the matrix method. I'll be using the coordinate geometry method. So when I do the reflection in the x-axis, The x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. So my xy, my x comma y is going to be mapped on to my x comma negative y. That's the general formula for it. So I give you 1,2, 1,2. That 1,2 is going to become 1, -2. Are there any questions? Everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Is there someone in the class that knows what I'm talking about yet?
I don't get it, sir.
Don't get it, sir.
What have you not gotten? Talk to me now, please. Before my voice fully gone and I can't talk anymore.
Sir, I don't see what you're saying, sir.
Can you see my spotlight?
Yes, sir.
All right. X, comma, Y. When I'm reflecting in the x-axis, my x value remains unchanged. Watch it. You see that x here is the same x as a 1 here. What happened to the y value?
It becomes
negative y.
Yes, it changed, don't?
Yes, sir.
And that mean. So the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. How do the y value change? How will the values change? The value, when you do the reflections, the values will change either positive or negative, or then switch round. They will change only positive or negative, or then switch round. All right, so let's go. The reflection in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged, the y value changes. All right, watch me. X comma y is going to be mapped on to x comma negative y. We're not using the matrix method, we're using the coordinate geometry method. All right. That's all right. Oh, I'm just seeing the messages, guys. Yeah, thanks. I'm feeling a little bit better. It's just that my voice is in and out. And the truth of the matter is, I have been still teaching, so I really don't get a chance to rest the voice. So it's in and out, and but as I said, today is a very good day, so I'm giving God thanks. I mean, there are days when I have to do sign language, but God is still good. So thanks for asking. Okay, so somebody's saying, thanks much, Latibi. So somebody said, I'm not hearing me. If I'm speaking, I can't hear. Is there anybody else hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Jonathan, check
That
your.
was before.
Oh, but you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's not one of them. It's not one of the other Saturday mornings where I am upbeat. I'm in good spirit, but not so upbeat. I mean, you know, every now and again we have these moments in time. I'm in good spirit. Don't get me wrong, you know, I'm in very good spirit because I'm happy to be alive. But it's just that I'm not as upbeat as before because of this annoying thing but I really want you to get what is happening. I don't want any of you to be missing class, leaving class today and not get what it is that I'm saying to you. One of the things that I want you to recognize also is I'm going to be teaching this using opposites, and I'm just going to tell you straight up. When I was going to school, my lovely teacher, my lovely teacher came and gave us whole heap of notes on the topic here and said, I'm finished. Now go and work the past papers. I couldn't work one of them because I never understand nothing. And when I became a teacher, I said, no, I'm not going to be teaching my students the way my teacher taught me. It was not nice. So I want you to listen to me. What I'm doing is how it is that I would have loved to be taught, right? So I'm going to tell you, just work with me. When you are reflecting in the x-axis, you are reflecting in the x-axis. The x value will remain unchanged. It's just the y value that will change. What change are you talking about, sir? It's going to be either negative or positive. If I were in a class setting with you, I'll show you why it is negative or positive, but maybe I'll show you a little later on. I just want to catch this, right? So let's work with me. And the proof is, look at this. My coordinate is x comma y. My coordinate is x comma y. You recognize the x value is written first, and then the y value is written after.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Subrian, oh Lord, Subrian, trust me. I did an oral surgery some time ago, and doctor say, don't do that and don't do that, and me decide to me if I go eat chicken because me hungry. I know sometimes you eat food and piece of the meat itch up in your teeth. Me feel something at the back of my throat, it tickle me. Just pull my wisdom teeth them, you know. And feel something that tickle me, and hold it and I pull it and never recognize how the stitches in the mouth me I pull until me see this thing start bleed. Me say bleed, me talk about deep, rich bleed, you know, me I put gauze in my mouth and bite on it. So I know what you're talking about. I mean, my dentist wants me to take out my other wisdom teeth, and I'm saying to her, what is not broken, I won't fix it. As a fast, me go take fast because my wisdom teeth them did all right. But them said the wisdom teeth them for come out, and me go take fast and go trouble the two wisdom teeth. And me tell you, it's only God himself have to come to me and say, son, you shall remove them other two wisdom teeth. And if I don't hear Father God in his voice say to me, son, come do it, it not do. So dearest, I understand. Never mind. Just make sure you just drink liquid food.
Sir, the wisdom teeth wasn't the issue. It was the chicken that you wanted to eat was the problem.
Leave me alone, chop. Trust me. No man, I was on codeine, some very strong painkiller, dizzy and pass out, and you know, never mind. You'll be fine, honey. Just make sure you get a lot of rest, and if you can get a lot of insurance, and nobody put no food in there for go make the food get another heal up another something, because at that time you can say heaven and earth. Eat on one side and just swallow the food. All right, let's go. So we don't need this, you know, because when we're reflecting in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged and the y value changes. We're done with that. So x comma y is going to be moving on to x comma negative y. So I said to you earlier that I'm teaching this thing in opposites. Now, if me study one, and if I know opposite of the other, me not study that one there. Come and just say, oh, that one is the opposite of that one there. What is the opposite of the reflection in the x-axis? Would be the opposite of the reflection in the y-axis. Now, if when I reflect in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged, what do you think happens when I reflect in the y-axis?
The x value changes and the y remains the same.
Watch me. You notice that the y value not change, but only the x value change. So the conclusion is, whichever axis I'm reflecting in, the value that I touch, or the other value I touch. So when I reflect in the x-axis, the x value changes, don't change, and the y value change. When I reflect in the y-axis, the y value don't change, or only the x value change. So one is the opposite of the other. We're done with two. You so limited on the first one? Because if you understand the first one, it's a common and easy something. When I reflect in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. When I reflect in the y-axis, the y value remains unchanged, but the x value changes. All right? Just remember that. Just remember that. Now, look on number 3. Number 3 say reflection in the line y equal x. If me say y equal x, when you say x, you put y, and when you say y, you put x. Watch me. Y equal x. Y equal x. See x and y here. You notice we always start off with x and y because x and y are the coordinates given, and you're supposed to go work with it. So watch me. If me say y equal x, remember the equal sign can be read from left to right and from right to left. So me say y equal x are the same thing as x equal y. So anywhere me see x, me put y, and anywhere me see y, me put x. That's what y equals x mean. Watch me. See x here so? So me go put y right here so. So y right here so, you make put x right here so because x becomes y and y becomes x. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Everybody see that?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Is there someone in the class that don't see it? Just remember, x becomes y, y becomes x. When you reflect in the line y equals x, x becomes y, y becomes x. X becomes y, y becomes x. You have x comma y. The x value is going to be in the y position. The x here is going to turn to y here, so, and the y is going to become x right here, so. So you're flipping them around. So let me tell you what is happening. What if I gave you 1, 2? 1, 2. It means that 2 here are going to go in front right here, so because the y become the x value. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And a 1 right there, so I go come the y value right there, so. So now my new coordinate is going to be 2, 1. Because y is equal to x. Then, sir, I thought it was x equal y. Same difference. Same difference. It's like me have $155 and you have $1 US. And me say, me have enough more money than you because me have 155 and you only have 1. It's the same thing. Because when I convert the $1, I'm going to get 155 Jamaican dollars. Right? So, just work with me. Remember I did say to you, opposites. So you have the reflection in the line y equal x. You're also going to have the reflection in the line y equals negative x. Now watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Look at y equal x. xy becomes y comma x. xy becomes y comma x. Look at what it is, what xy becomes when y is equal to negative x. xy in this case becomes y comma x. xy in this case become negative y comma negative x. Are the same thing that the one up here is a talk truth, except that the one here is negative yes and negative yes, so talk truth.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Jonathan, I don't know. I think your speaker is out because the others are hearing me. Oh, that don't make sense when I tell him that because if not hear me, say never hear me, I say. Oh, sorry, please. All right. So, oh God help me. We have gone through 4 of them. Reflection in the x-axis, reflection in the y-axis, reflection in the line y equals x, reflection in the line y equals negative x, reflection in the x-axis, The x value remains unchanged, the y value changes. So xy becomes x comma negative y. X value remains unchanged, y value changes. The reflection in the line in the y-axis, the y value going to remain unchanged and the x value changes. So therefore, xy becomes negative x comma y. The y value remains unchanged. Reflection in the line y equals x. Xy becomes y comma x. And then the opposite of the line y equals x is the line y equal negative x. So xy becomes negative y comma negative x. You can only remember, if you want, you can only study that 1 year. But when you know, say, is the line is negative x, you know, say, you have to go each up the negative sign right here. So each up the negative sign right there. So again, right? So the reflection of the line y equals negative x. You're going to have negative y comma negative x. That's 4 of them. The 5th one is a reflection through the origin. So I have 5 reflections and 3 rotations. 5 reflections and 3 rotations. And in all of that, I have a trick. I have a trick. Look at the reflection through the origin. When I reflect it through the origin, my xy becomes negative x comma negative y. My xy becomes negative x comma negative y. Now change. My reflection through the origin, xy becomes negative x comma negative y. My xy becomes negative x comma negative y. Can't change. It says it is the same as a 180-degree rotation about the origin. Let us look at the last one. It says a rotation of 180 degrees anti-clockwise. Guess what? I'm going to say 180 degrees clockwise too. So think about it. If you stand and you turn 180 degrees. Remember, 180 degrees is a straight line. So if you're facing north, when you make a 180 degree turn, you're supposed to face south. And if you're facing west, when you make a 180 degrees, you're supposed to be facing east, and vice versa. So guess what? If you turn to the right at 180 degrees, and you turn to the left at 180 degrees, your positions will be the same. Your positions will be the same. So which is what I'm saying to you. A rotation 180 degrees anti-clockwise is exactly the same rotation of 180 degrees in a clockwise position. So the question can just say to you, 180 degrees rotation, you don't have to know if a clockwise or anti-clockwise, because guess what? The two of them are going to give you the same result, because the endpoint is going to be the same. And xy is going to map onto negative x comma negative y. And 6 of them are gone already now. Let me tell you the pairs. Reflection in the x-axis, reflection in the y-axis, them two that go together. Reflection in the line y equals x, reflection in the line y equals negative x, then the two go together. Reflection through the origin and rotation of 180 degrees, them two that go together. So we have 3 pairs, 3 boyfriend and girlfriend. We have 1 more boyfriend and girlfriend, and then the one they know are the one we have problem. Them love them each other, but them have problem. Why I say that, sir? Because that's what gives a lot of students a lot of issue when I give them the questions to do. The first 6 that I talked about a while ago is easily understood by students, but I'm trusting that this group will be the difference in understanding what is happening. All right, let us go to it. A rotation of 90 degrees in an anti-clockwise direction. A rotation of 90 degrees in an anti-clockwise direction. XY becomes negative comma X. XY becomes negative Y comma X. And a rotation of 90 degrees clockwise is Y comma negative X. If you look at it, you recognize it. This one also is related because one is the opposite of the other. John, you hearing us now? No, I guess not. All right. So what I'm saying to you is, just remember, this is what students do sometimes. Write this answer for the clockwise and write this one for the anti-clockwise. You have to remember them. The anti-clockwise is going to be the negative Y comma X, and the clockwise is going to be Y comma negative X. Just try to remember that. Hello, somebody?
Yes, sir, we're here.
Yes, sir, hearing.
Okay. I promise, let me talk to myself, that's why. All right, so that's what it is. Let us look at a question for 3 marks. Let us look at a question. And then I can tell them, go on home, class over. It says triangle ABC with vertices 3, 5, B is 1, 1, and C is 3, 4, negative 2. 4, negative 2 is reflected in the y-axis. Calculate the position of the images of A, B, and C. All right, let me just explain something to you now. It's when you stand up in a mirror and you look, you are called the object. And what you're seeing in the mirror is your image. When you stand up and look into the mirror, the original something is the object. O for O, original object. But what you're seeing is going to be called the image. What you're seeing is going to be called the image. I hear somebody asking about the mid-semester. Oh Lord, I remember the mid-semester. I remember it. Don't worry about it. I remember it. But unfortunately, I just wanted to. We missed 1 week last week because of holiday. And what I'm doing today is what I would have done last week. So I'm just trying to make sure I catch up because I don't want to give the mid-semester in a class time and then I won't finish the syllabus. So don't worry about it. I remember the mid-semester, man. I'll communicate over WhatsApp as it relates to that. It's actually already online. It's just for me to coordinate. What I'm saying to you is that you can do it one early morning, one lunchtime, or one time in the yard. So I just want, I need to coordinate it so I can say to you, I'm going to open it on the 32nd of August, and it's supposed to be done between 7 o'clock and midnight. So I give you something. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. I don't want one person to do it and then 2 weeks later somebody else don't do it yet. So that's why I don't talk about it yet. But don't worry about it. Just make sure, say, you're on top of things. That's important. All right, so let me go again. Triangle ABC with vertices 3,5 for A, 1,1 for B, and 4,2, 4,2 for C is reflected in the y-axis. Calculate the position of the images of A, B, and C. Where you see in the mirror is your object. You standing is the image. Which is why I said to you before, some time ago I said to you, nobody knows truly what they look like. Because you look at yourself in a mirror, it's just the image of you you're seeing. You're not seeing the actual object. You have an idea what it looks like, but guess what? Somebody can describe to you exactly your look, right? I know it's going to be a conversation. I know it's going to be a debate. No, sir, me know what you look like. I mean, okay, fine. Think about it. Mathematics can't lie. The person that is standing is the object. When you do the reflection, that is going to be the image. When you look into a mirror, you are seeing a reflection of you. If you don't believe me, some mirrors make you look big and fat. Some mirrors make you look small. Some mirrors are magnified. Some mirrors are not. What you are looking at in a mirror is an object of you, your image. So, this is how we're going to do the question for 3 marks. For 3 marks. The question says, it is reflected in the y-axis. Now you should know that when something is reflected in the y-axis, the y value remains unchanged, and just the x value alone change. The y value remains unchanged. It's just the x value that changes. Everybody get that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you get that, what you're going to do for me is write. Oh Lord, how do I tell them to write this now, Jesus, without showing them the answer? All right, so you're going to write A prime. What I mean by A prime, A with a stroke up top of A, and that's what we call the A prime. And A prime with one stroke is the first image. Sometimes at the end of the question that we have a double image, and when you write A with 2 strokes up top, it means that's the second image. So I can have one image followed by another image, followed by another image, right? So when you see the A and the B and the C alone, so, it means that those are the object, the original shape of them, the original something. But when you say A prime, A with one little stroke up on top of it as a superscript, it means that's the first image. If you see A with 2 strokes up top, it means that's the second image. If you see A with 3 strokes up top, it means that's the third image. If you see A with 4 sitting up top, it means the fourth image, and so forth and so on. You get me?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So what I want you to do, now that you say you know what it means with the reflection in the y-axis, I want you to write down the images of A, B, and C for me on paper, and we'll check what answer afterwards. Write down for me the position of the images of A, B, and C. Let me see if I can get the 3 marks. When you finish, tell me say you finish here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. To the rest of the 2 students are finishing them. I want to work on something, man. Sure.
Sir, I was going to finish it now, but because mid-semester I was kind of paying more attention to that.
Oh, okay. All right, no problem, man.
I'm going to finish it this weekend.
Bless up, Chris. You never try, you know. You come for you, Papa. You know, your teacher come for you here. But very nice.
More still, just two.
Finished ours also.
Nice. Nice. All right. So let me move on to the second
Yes,
question.
sir.
Very nice. Very nice. Moving on to the second question now. And the second question, I'm going to explain and then you will work on it and then we can check your answer. And then Sir will give you one whole question for yourself and depending on how Sir voice feel, because this is it, you know, the topic is finished. We don't have no to teach you the topic. The topic done. Finito. Finito. All right? All right, cool. All right, let's go now. You see that little sign right there? So it means triangle. So this is saying triangle KLM has vertices. You all know what a vertex is. And you know that the vertex is singular and vertices is plural. Has vertices K, 1, 2, L, 5, 3, and M, 2, 7. Determine this image under a reflection in the x-axis. That's an easy something. Followed by reflection in line. Like, no, sir. So I 2 something that one I want. Yeah. That one I want 2 something. So you're going to write K prime, L prime, and M prime for the reflection in the x-axis. And then you write K double prime, L double prime, and M double prime for the reflection in the y-axis, right? But remember, in order for you to get the double prime, you have to use prime because it says followed by. So let's go. It says K, L, and M determine the image of the reflection in the x-axis. Remember what happens in the x-axis? Which value remains unchanged when you're reflecting in the x-axis?
X.
Good. And the y value changes, don't?
Yes, sir.
Do me a favor now. Write down for me the images of K prime, L prime, and M prime for me. Hold on there. I'm not do something wrong. Oh, nobody not finished yet. Remember, all I ask you to do, is the reflection in the x-axis, K prime, L prime, and M prime. And nobody not finished yet?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, man. Talk to teacher, no man. Sure.
So you
No.
ask,
You say it again?
no, I was saying I was going to ask you if the y equal x
Mm-hmm.
done on the adjusted
Very good, very good. So this is why I wanted to talk to you about that. Excellent, Abraham. So now, the question says, you see that word? It says followed. So it means you will reflect it in the x-axis first, and then you're going to reflect it in the line y equal x thereafter. So in order to do that second reflection in the line y equals x, you're not going to use the value a, K, L, and M anymore. What you're going to use now is K prime, L prime, and M prime, because it did say followed by. So you cannot use K, L, and M to do the reflection in the line y equal x, because it says determine its image of the reflection in the x-axis, followed by a reflection in the line y equal x. Everybody catch that?
yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Good. So thank you, Andrew, for seeing that. But remember what happened in the reflection in the line y equal x? You remember, say x becomes y and y becomes x. So you flip them around.
Yes, sir.
All right, go on. Go on. I give you 3 minutes.
Finish already, you know, sir.
Good job. Nice job. Nice job. I give the others who never catch it 3 more minutes, and then we'll move on. And then we'll again check your answer. And then you're going to be very honest students. And tell me those of you who get 20 out of 20. And then if you don't get it right, just be honest, because we're learning. So I can go through it and just work it with you. And then I'm going to project a full question on the screen where you're going to work it for me. All right. And then once I do the full question and I catch it, there is one other major area that I need to look at. I wouldn't even call it major. I'm not going to call it major, because this is a major area where you may get a full question for 20 marks. The other area you may get a 5 mark of it or an 8 mark of it. So it's not a full question. It's not major. This is the major one. But if I can touch on something else, I would love to do that today, if my voice permits me. But I apologize for the sound, but it is what it is. I can't give up the day. I really don't want to take the day, but we can't give it up. All right. Finished now?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Now C says a parallelogram K, L, M, and N has those vertices. We need to determine the vertices of the image of the parallelogram under an anti-clockwise rotation about the origin through an angle of 180 degrees. Rockstone. What did I say? Come again, sir. Determine the vertices of the image of the parallelogram under an anti-clockwise rotation about the origin. But sir, don't tell me a while ago say anti-clockwise 180 are the same thing as clockwise 180. Don't really say so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So the man I'm talking about under an anti-clockwise rotation about the origin. I try to show you off. Because the same thing you get. If you do clockwise, you get the same thing. You do anti-clockwise, you get the same thing. But remember, and nobody remembers when we rotate, through the origin, what we get? XY maps onto what?
Negative y x.
Is it negative yx? Talk to me. XY maps onto what?
Repeat what you just asked a while ago.
I'm saying when I rotate something through 180 degrees, What do I have? XY maps onto what?
Sir, I have anti-clockwise, is it, sir?
Yeah,
Negative YX.
that's 90 degrees.
That's 9.
Sir,
And
me
that's
So
about to-
180, sir,
me about-
negative X, negative
Negative
Y.
X, negative Y.
very good. This is what you gave me. You gave me the 90 degrees anti-clockwise, 90 degrees. But I want 180 degrees. So the 180 degrees here is negative X comma negative Y. All right? So just remember, just try and remember those stuff. It's just 8 something, you know. And I give it them in pairs. So it's really 4 pairs or something that you need to study. So just try and remember that. So it's negative X comma negative Y. All right. Go and do that for me now. Negative X comma negative Y. Do that for me, please, quickly. Finish?
Yes, sir.
What about the rest? Do I have people? Okay. Do I have people still working? All right. Good. Is there anybody that is still working? You know what? I'm teaching way too long for me to believe that everybody is with me for A, B, and C. See what I'm going to do? I'm projecting the answers for A, B, and C. Take a few minutes, look at what I've done, mark what it is that you have, let us talk about it.
Sir.
Sir, for C,
Mhm.
that the sign did not change for the Y value. Number A.
Which one? For C?
First one, C. Yes, sir. The original values were 4 and -2. I noticed the answer says -4, -2.
The original value was 4, -2?
Yes, sir.
Remember, is it two, is it 4? Is -4, remember, say it's 4 and -2, you know?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So the X value was 4 and the Y value was -2, but I noticed that in the answer on the sheet, the Y value did not change.
Right, because you are reflecting the Y-axis, Andrew Han.
Oh yeah, my bad, sir. My bad.
So you have to change the X, not
So
the
the X
Y.
value has to change. Thanks very much.
Right.
Thanks, Tammy. Thank you very much. Okay, Andrew Han. So this is why it is important for us to collaborate in class. I bet you don't make that mistake again, Andrew Han.
Yes, sir, I won't. I learn from mistakes.
All right, good. So go on, look at that for me, please, the rest of you. Everybody's okay so far with the question? Is there something that somebody not seeing that you want me to explain, like how Andrew asked a question? Did everybody get in part A? Did everybody get the same? Okay, before I do that, can you agree, can you see how it is that I'm writing my A prime, my A prime, my B prime, my C prime, my K double prime, my L double prime, and my M double prime?
No, sir, I don't understand the answers for.
So is it an apostrophe comma you're supposed to write, or like a stroke? Because I like a road.
If you write a comma or a stroke, it will no matter.
All right.
Because I mean, in another convention, you see where I put a stroke up top. in another convention, I put a stroke up top. In another convention, I put a stroke up top. So it really doesn't matter if you use a comma, the apostrophe, the stroke, as long as it signifies that it is that. I soon come to question, I don't think that was Marva, but I soon come to part B. Let us first look at part A. Did everybody get A prime, B prime, and C prime correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you make a mistake, it's not a problem, you know. But what is important is, do you understand the error that the error that you made? And I don't want you to just go and just make the correction without seeking clarification. Remember, a question like this will come with a full 20 marks.
Sir, I didn't get the C.
Okay, thanks for your honesty. Remember, C was 4, -2.
Sir, if you put on the top, would you card it would be correct?
Sorry, I'm not hearing what you're saying. You're in and out like me. Say it again.
You're hearing me now, sir?
Hearing you now, Tammy. Yeah.
My internet is in and out. I'm saying if the comma on the top, the reflection, if you don't in, would you lose marks or the entire answer is incorrect?
Somebody tell me say a while ago, please.
So the critical part got out.
Oh, yeah. I didn't hear the last part. That's the problem, Tammy. Say the last part again. If you get C wrong, if it's the entire thing that is wrong, or is a C part you get wrong, that's what you're asking?
No, I'm asking the comma at
Mm-hmm.
the top.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't put it in when you're doing the answer,
Mm-hmm.
the entire answer is incorrect.
Yeah, man, because I'm not going to know which is which. So, you see, if you don't put the A prime or the A double prime, me not gonna know when you mark which one is which. And if you don't identify it, me can't give the mark.
Right, I think she's saying if she forget the comma, but I think the answer is the same, sir.
Yeah, man. So Tammy, work with me. We know you drive a BMW to come to school, but say one day you want to park your BMW because the gas price gone up and you say, you know what, you can take one bus. But because you drive a BMW, you don't know which bus you take to come and exit. You go to Africa and say, how do I get to Mountain View Avenue? And then Mr. Shan out there, and Mr. Shan say, jump on a bus. What would be your response to me? Tell me. Yes, please.
Someone has to check the chat. I'm looking at the scroll here.
Somebody's asking me to check the chat. Oh, you want to screenshot it? I'm going to send it to you now. I'm going to send you the rules, man. I'm going to send you the stuff. Even what I'm doing right here, so this piece here that I'm doing, the answer sheet here, so the solution, I'm going to send it to you. How can I question that? No, I'm going to send you something. I'm going to go easy. I'm going to send you the stuff, man. I'm going to send you. Not to worry about it. Why I didn't send it to you just now? Because I know when I ask the question, people just going to go and look back at what it is that I send, and so I wanted it to put it to long-term memory. That's why I did what I did. So it's really a method to my madness. When I went through them with the first, and then now doing the question, and I wanted to go from memory. If I gave you the rules, people just going to look back at the rule and try not, I will not try to memorize. I didn't want you to do that. I wanted to memorize from now. When you leave the class, this topic done. Thanks though for bringing that to my attention. Tammy, you don't answer my question, you know. Me say if me and you out of half a tree, and you say, how do I get to Excel? And I said, take a bus. What would be your response to me, Tammy? All right. I think our internet is gone again. Somebody, what would be your response to me if I said to which bus?
Number bus.
Yeah, you need to identify the number bus. So my response to her, if she just write A and another A and another A, me not gonna know which A. Me not gonna know which A. Me say, will it a bus out there? Will it a JUTC and will it a coaster bus? Me not gonna know which one. So you have to be able to identify it. So we're not going to say take an 83. So if you want to take 142 or 138 for your business, that go Okeechobee, you have to make sure you take an 83 bus. That's the bus you need to take. So you have to identify it. All right. Let us move to part B. Marv, I don't know if that was you. Was that you, Marv, or you said something about you don't understand something B? No, who was that? Somebody talk to me, please. All right, maybe my internet is gone. Are you all hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, hearing you.
So you know, say if the person don't speak, it's not on you.
Yeah, but anyhow, all right. So let me ask a question now. Everybody good with B? Is there a part in B? B carries 6 marks, you know? B carries 6 marks. Is everybody okay with B so far?
Sir, I got it correct.
Very nice, Andrehan, very nice.
No, sir.
All right, so tell me where you didn't get it right.
A B.
Mm-hmm.
The prime, sir.
Say it again.
The prime. When you're doing the Y.
For which one? The first reflection or the second reflection?
But first I didn't get C.
No man, hold on, no man, work with me. I'm teaching you the jargon. Are you referring, remember that whole part K and whole part L and something, whole part M, you know? I have 3 Ks, 3 Ls, and 3 Ms. Which of them are you talking about? The object, the first image, or the second image?
Second image, sir.
The second image, all right. So shut up, big things on second image. All right, what about the second image?
I didn't. Sorry.
You didn't get which one? Which of the second image you didn't get?
I didn't get any of them.
I kind of think I know what it is that you did. I don't know if you were listening to the question that Andrew asked. Very important question he asked. Let me go. Work with me. It says a reflection in the x-axis. You know, the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. So this x value is going to remain unchanged, but the value will change. So this will become 1,2. See it right here, so? 1,2. This x value remains unchanged, but the one will change. So this is 5,3. See it right here, so? 5,3. This remains unchanged, but the one will change. So it's going to be 2,7. See it right here, so? 2,7. But now when you do a reflection in line y equal x. So now a reflection in line y equal x. X becomes y and y becomes x. But I'm using this 1,2. So x becomes y and y becomes x. So what I'm doing pretty much is flipping this around. So k double prime is going to be 2,1. Look, I'm flipping them around. And it's going to be 3,5. Flip it around. And it's going to become 7,2. Flip it around. Why, sir? Because x becomes y and y becomes x. See it here, sir? This x is now in the y position, and this y is in the x position. So x becomes y and y becomes x. X becomes y becomes x. Everybody see that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Just
Good job. You understand it better now?
Yes, sir.
Nice job. X becomes y, y becomes x. Listen to me. It's when I give you these rules. So for the week, so for the rest of the day, those who can print, print. Those who can write down on paper, write down on paper. When you go to the bathroom, paste upon in there. When you're in the kitchen, it's later need a flour, paste upon the cupboard door. When you stand up and look in the mirror, through your dresser, paste upon it. I guarantee you, if you keep saying it, you will remember it. I guarantee you. Others have done it in the past. I don't expect anything different from you guys. I really don't expect anything different from you guys. All right. Kind of feeling lethargic now, but let me see if I can sit up a little longer. Look at C and tell me if you're okay with C.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Nice.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why they don't want to finish the work in the course, but they can't feel the course. I want to look at easy courses, you know. I want to look at easy, nice course. This is actually my favorite foundation class to teach. Course.
This is easy for true, because honestly, FCM1 was a drag, like a real drag. Like it had me left, right, up, down. I'm like, I never see this, and I'm doing this now. And I'm saying, but some of the things I never knew, because you know, I finished high school a long time ago, so the book, like them add on to the book. I mean, if I reach around here, so but I mean, I understand this, and I'm like, okay, well, I couldn't get this in the first year, sir, because this easy.
And I want to tell you, you see this section of the syllabus, of the CXC syllabus, is a section 2. And some students, when they do the CXC exam, they may read section 2 because them still work section 1.
Sure, yeah, me that's I never know about this part. So first of all, if I see them asterisk something, I'm just say CXC lucky because I don't know what them ask me for right now. I'm say, okay.
Yeah.
Things back up now, sir. So
But
I'm give it fully, them give it same way. My thing is, you know, see, they might ask me some different local way. I'm not really like that. So I have trust issues when they come onto them stuff there. So. So just ask me, see me when I get 100. So when I ask me other things, sir, I have 3 hours to figure out everything.
All right.
I'm getting nervous. I'm
all right.
everything.
So let me explain something there as it relates to that you're just saying. And is what I'm saying is not an attack on you, because it also happens to me. When I understand a topic superficially, just on the surface, I am good to go. So you ask me the question like what they asked me before, I'm good to go. But you see, if put it this way, nobody can last me in a Kingston. There is no way anybody can try to last me in a Kingston. Negative. Last me, you're mad. And there's some other parishes that can't last me in, you know. But one day me I drive go Mandeville. And I can get to where I'm going if I stick on the straight and narrow. It so happened the day I chose to drive down, at the day them decide to fix one road and then detour. Jesus, Father, my last done. Last done. And I say, anyway that carrier in front of me, I go, this me I go. Me no want to tell some other people them yard. But my last done. Jesus was my pilot, as always. I'm if you catch by the what's the point? Me don't know the road so good. If you didn't know the road going, I say the plan, I say me can find one shortcut and I learn. So when I understand how to get to Mandeville superficially by just taking that straight road, and if me turn left or right off of that road, then me lost. That's what happens to us sometimes when we learn some topics. We understand we need to get into the topic, man, so we can get down in it. Because you see, when we get down in it and we understand that, even if we don't use it for 20 years, the mere fact that we go back and look at it, it comes back to memory because we understood it fully, right through. So Abba, it's something that used to happen to me too, you know. Sometimes you just understand something superficially, and then now you say, okay, fine. And guess what? It also happened to some medical doctors too, you know. Sometimes you go to a doctor and they say, oh, you are fine. He said, Doc, but I know my body, I'm not fine. Well, I'm looking at, and you are fine. I said, okay, fine. And you leave the doctor and say, okay, doctor say I'm fine. But you don't say you're fine, you know. And by the time you read through, something else happening, you go to another doctor and say, but you have to sleep over, man, because something right here. So, but another doctor told me that I'm fine. You understand? You may go to a lawyer, and the lawyer said to you, say, you don't have no case. Law that alone. And you say, no, man. And you go check another lawyer, and the lawyer said, no. You have a case right here, say, man. The case say you can't win the case, saying go to court and win the case, saying say, but wait. Or the other lawyers say, I don't have no case. Right? So I'm saying to you, when we understand something only at the surface, it makes life literally difficult for us. And I don't want to surprise any of you. I may or may not catch you for some other math courses, but you're going to have pre-calculus after this. I know some of you are doing it now. And after pre-calculus, you're going to have business calculus. Then you're going to have business statistics. So for those of you who are not doing pre-calculus now, we'll have 3 more math courses to do. Pre-cal, biz-cal, and biz-stats. Now, you see them something here? You have to understand them inside out. You can't superficially understand something. Or else, trust me, when you tell you, say, one company use this as a profit function, and them hear the function and them say, maximize it. What is the break even? How much are they supposed to be manufactured so that a profit is made? You have to go understand something inside out to answer them the question there, right? So as we prepare for this course, the final exam for this course, let us get into the habit of try and get in the full some knowledge as to what is happening. All right. I'm happy. Is there, as I said before, a long time I teach, you know. I mean, no, there's someone in the class that is struggling, but they don't want to say it because they don't want nobody say nothing to them. May I tell you if you ask me the question now, is there anybody in the class that is not seeing through A, B, and C so far? We've gone through A, B, and C, and the majority of you are saying that you are seeing it. Is there somebody in the class that is not seeing what is happening in A, B, or C? Going once, going twice, gone, you know. Those who have ears to hear, let them hear. So I have 8 more marks to get. Let me go through D1 with you. D1 said kite, KLMN, is mapped onto, Ava, look what I want to know. Ava, yeah, Ava, no, Ava. Tammy, look what I want to know. You notice I never put no comma, but this one is a stroke now. Talk truth.
Yes, sir, I see it.
Yeah. So any of the 2 conventions can work as long as you use something to signify that it's double. And to be honest with you, even if you want to write 1 and then write 2 and then write 3 up there, as long as you're communicating to me that you know that this is a first image, a second image, etc., etc. Wow. As long as you can communicate that to me, I'm good to go. Good to go. All right. Where am I? It says kite K element is mapped onto kite K prime, L prime, N prime, and M prime. It means that the K prime, L prime, M prime, N prime will be the image. So those vertices are the images of kite K, L, M, N. It does so under translation T 5, 6. Now a translation is going to be written in the form of a vector. A translation is going to be written in the form of a vector as opposed to the form of a coordinate. The translation will be written in the form of a vector. Why, sir? Because a vector shows you displacement, it shows you movement. It shows you movement. All right? So look at what is going to happen. An object plus a transformation is when you give it the image. When I have one object and I do some levels of transformation to that object, I will get an image. Tell me that you agree with that statement.
Repeat the statement, sir.
The statement is an object plus some transformation will give me an image. All right, put it this way. You wake up plus some makeup or clothes, set it off to work, true or false?
True.
Yeah, man. So you wake up, you put on your makeup or you put on your clothes or whatever it is, you get dressed. So the dress is going to make the transformation. It's going to give you a new image. What new image, sir? The image versus from you just get up. You're going to change your night clothes. That's if you sleep in the night clothes. You're going to wash out the matter out of your eyes, so when people look into your eye, you're going to look clean and fresh. You're going to brush your teeth so you smell fresh and clean and nice. Or if you don't have no food in your belly, that's the object that they're seeing. So the image rather that they're seeing. And trust me, some of these, and forgive me, I'm not being sexist, I just keep questioning myself, why? Saw a lady in Harvey walking along from the bus park over to JN. I was at the head of the line. And the lady was walking. And the eyelashes that she had on, I am sure you could plait them. I'm not exaggerate. And then her eyes just look swollen. Why would you go through that level of transformation to give you a different image? And sometimes the image not look so pretty neither, you know. And we can say it because I am the opposite sex. No, the one who is doing the transformation may think that, yeah, I'm at a road, but you have to go depend on somebody now to give you that sort of analysis. Me don't like the look. Maybe some other man like it, but me don't like the look. You have on this woolly or something and you bat in the eye and the eye just look, you look strange.
Like
Very strange.
That looks strange. Oh my God, you're killing me, man.
Yeah, well, you see, this is somebody do on TikTok. They say sometimes when the lady them put on them hair, them have on balances with it because some of them have some baby hair or grow down and they look like balance.
Behave yourself. Behave yourself. You see it and sir, behave yourself.
No, but talk truth. Talk truth. I'm not bashing somebody that does it, you know. But I'm just saying sometimes, on a serious note though, on a serious note, and maybe I'm one of those conservative ones. Sometimes I go into business places like I did one day this week. And I'm seeing, I don't know how that very nice looking young lady, but she was in a very brief skirt that was very, I would say small because it was very stuck on. All right? Now, I'm not saying supposed to wear your skirt them down your ankle. No, that's not the point I'm making. But you know, you're going to work, and then you have some of the man them, because maybe you say, oh, me just said upon the woman them. So you have some of the man them who are go work, and them pants, foot catch them calf, not even them ankle, them calf, because some of them claims that they want to show them pretty socks. That not work. That not work. You understand? But the point I'm making is object plus some levels of transformation is going to give you an image. Whether or not the image is more desirable than the object, it's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there for me, right? But mathematics can't lie. I keep telling that mathematics is real world. Mathematics is real world. So what is happening is you are given the image. How do you know that this is the image, sir? You have K prime, L prime, M prime, and N prime. So you know that those are images. And you know that the K, the L, and the M are your objects. Well, is your object. Because it's one kite with many vertices. So that is your object. So let me just show you what is happening here.
So, sir, the image is the reflection of the object.
Always.
It might not be the same.
Always. Let me just copy this piece here because I don't know how I feel. Let me just copy this piece and then just go to the solution and show you something. Copy here. Oh, but I have that. Here is 2.6. I have it. All right, let us look at that here. So here what I'm saying. So the object plus some transformation is when you give the image. Now in this particular case, this particular transformation is a translation. But remember, you have a transformation, could be a reflection. It could be a reflection in the line y equals x, could be a reflection in the line y equals minus x, could be a rotation, it could be whatever it is. All right. I thought I responded. Whatever it is. So the object is a translation to the image. Now watch me. Watch me. Remember, remember, You are given the image. You are given the image, and they're asking you to find the object. How you know that, sir? The question says, Buduf Baf, determine the vertices of type K, L, M, and N. So they want you to find the original stuff. So if you use this little formula that says the object plus the transformation is going to be equal to the image. What transformation are we referring to here? Transformation referring to is when we get translation. What is the translation? The translation here is in a vector form 5, 6. 5 movements along the x-axis, 6 movements along the y-axis. So when you have a vector form like this, it is telling me how many movements I go on the x-axis and how many I move on the y-axis. So when I transpose the stuff, object is going to be equals to image minus translation. Image minus translation. You already have an image, which is what was given. And the translation now is what this T here is. This is my translation. So when I act upon this translation, it's my image. It's going to give me my object. It's going to give me my object. All right? Hold on a minute, please. Hold on a minute, please. Right? So the object is going to be equal to your image minus the translation. You are given the image. You are also given the translation. I now need to find what the object is. You now need to find what the object is. So watch me, all of you. I'm going to do the first one, which is K prime. And then I'm going to ask you to work out L prime, M prime, and N prime to see if you get the object down here. Watch me. This is my image. And I'm going to subtract it from my translation. So 2 minus 5 equals -3. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
And 6 minus 6 equals 0. Talk truth.
Yes, sir.
All right, middle K. Remember now, it is written in vector form, and the top of the vector is the x, and the bottom of the vector is y. So the 5 is corresponding to x, and the 6 is corresponding to y. All right? So you work out these L, M, and N, and tell me if you get them answered on yourself for me, please. Quick and fast.
Sir, before we start work, you get a -3. So I'm now see the -3.
You're minusing a larger number from a smaller number, so it must be negative.
You hear what you just said a while ago, mommy?
Yes,
It
sir.
is 2 minus 5. And you should say the other way around. It's a smaller number, you're subtracting from a larger number. Not how you said it, Andrahan. It's the other way around.
Okay, sir.
Right. So you subtract a larger number from a smaller number. Yeah, whatever I said. But it's 2 minus 5. So hear you out this way. When you're subtracting, the signs are different. You're going to take the smaller number from the bigger number and put back the sign of the bigger number. So the bigger number there is going to be -5. So you can subtract 2 from 5, then give you 3. And then I don't like talking to myself, you know.
Sir, I never
So
hear
you
that you were
actually went out.
talking.
It took
Sir,
out a
you
while
were
ago.
both.
Oh, I went out a while ago. All right. On the catch.
Sorry, you're gone again.
All right, so I think my internet is saying to me that I need to go and lie down a little bit. Am I back with you guys?
Yes, sir. Hearing you
Yes,
partially.
sir.
All right. I want to finish the question. I want to get the same value as I got for L, M, and N.
Sir, I don't know where you get -1 and -4 for N.
For N, watch me. What is 4 minus 5?
-1.
Magic. Magic. What is 2 minus 6?
Oh, it's 2 minus 6. Okay, -4.
Yeah, man, see that? So you just get it. The important thing for you to note is what here is in red and blue. Object plus a transformation, and in this case, the transformation in this case is going to be a translation.
Sure, so the translation is negative. So I have a problem.
Am I back with you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm hearing you now.
All right, good. So what I'm saying to you, the important thing is the object plus the translation is going to be equal to the image. The object plus the translation is going to be equal to the image. Very, very, very important. So you must know what 2 things you are given so you can find the third. What the question asks you to do is to find the object. So since the question asks you to find the object, you will have to transpose the formulation. And when you transpose the formulation, you're going to get object is equal to image minus the translation. You know what the image is? The image is a K prime, the L prime, the M prime, and the N prime. And all you're going to be required to do is to subtract rather, the translation 5, 6 from it. The top one is X and the bottom one is Y. That's all you're doing. All right. Let's go to D2. D2 says a glide reflection, G, a glide reflection, G, consists of a translation T, which is 40. T40 is a translation, a vector form, up yaso is X, down yaso a Y, followed by a reflection in the X-axis. Oh, that means I want double one again, sir. So we're going to end up with something again. It says determine the image of G of triangle PQR with vertices P, 2, 3, Q, 4, 5, and R, 5, 2. So what it is saying is that G is a translation, sorry, a glide reflection G consists of a translation T followed by a reflection in the X-axis. Determine the image of G of triangle PQR with those vertices. Look at D1. Again, we know D1 is going to be object plus translation is equal to image. Same formulation as up here, so nothing different. Are the same thing. Same thing.
So what we'll do, sir, is do the subtraction of the image from the translation, and then do the y, is it y-axis part?
Hold on. Hold on. Let me just ask the class. He said something wrong in the first statement. What did he say?
He said subtraction, sir.
Very good. Will it be a subtraction?
Addition.
Yeah. And look why addition, Andrahan. I like your participation, but look why addition. Because they never gave us any image. Is we supposed to find the image? So when we're finding the image, we don't do no subtraction. Look. We are finding the image. So we're not doing any subtraction. See there, the image is not doing any subtractions when we're in addition. When we're finding the object now, we have to do a subtraction. So these are the points that are given, and this is the translation T. So we're trying to find the image now. See here, P, then P prime, Q, then Q prime, R, and then R prime. So is this plus that? So it's 2 plus 4 going to give me 6, and 3 plus 0 3. 4 plus 4 is 8, and 5 plus 0 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9, right here, so, and 2 plus 0 is 2. Tell me, so that's not easy. Talk through. Talk out on a mouth. Easy or hard?
Yes, sir. It's manageable.
Come on.
No, that's
Say that, no, that's explain. Good. Then it says now followed by a reflection in the x-axis. Remember, when I reflect in the x-axis, the x value remains unchanged, but the y value changes. So the whole of the x value will be the same thing. The 6 are the same 6 here. The 8 are the same 8. The 9 are the same 9. It's just that the y values will change. That 3 becomes -3. This 5 becomes -5. And this 2 becomes -2. Talk to me. You see how easy it is? Really not difficult. Now, anybody who don't pass my foundation 3, don't come back to no more class for me, you know. No, come back in and no more class, then come again have you up. Real talk. Because this is a course that nobody should be failing. And I'm saying those of you who are struggling with completing the work, there are several students in the class who have already completed. And some are on the way to finish off. If they continue working, hopefully by this week they can finish off.
getting there, sir, getting there.
Amen. I believe you, but there are others. Jesus have mercy.
Where may have 12 pieces left.
You see when laziness they argue out, them they're the front, the middle, and the back of the line. Them get for them portion, they go back in the line to get more portion, and then go back in the line again to get a third portion. No, sir. And then these are the ones who are going to say, oh, math is hard, but you didn't try. Faith without works dead.
Time management, sir. Time management.
And I'm saying to you, Andrahan, I hear you. I am doing several courses for this semester, and I had exam papers to write. Plus, to prepare for your classes. I never come to one of your classes unprepared, not knowing what I'm going to be teaching or have something to give to you. Right? I am unwell, but I have to balance and manage. Okay, how am I feeling today? Am I feeling okay enough to go to class? Should I lie down in bed and teach, or should I sit up and teach? Okay, sit up, and if you're not feeling too strong, you go lie down. These are things that I have to assess. Should I give the students a time? But if you give the students a time, when are you going to be able to make up? These are things that I have to ask myself the question. So you need to ask yourself the question. I need to complete my associate degree in a specified time. If I fail this course, it means that I can move on to the other semester. Because some of you failed either foundation 1 or foundation 2, you know, right? And some of you failed 2 of them. So some of you passed 1 of the 2 already. And if you pass this one, we can give you a blind for going to move on to pre-calculus while you do over either the foundation 1 or the foundation 2. But if you continue pussyfooting around this course, you're going to fail it. And therefore, when you fail it, you're not going to be able to move on to pre-calculus. So right there and then, you just cost yourself 1 extra semester at the college. Because you can't move on with everybody else. And you just do the something, man. That's all you're asking for, you know. You just do the something, man. That's all you're asking to do. Come on, man. Come on. Last week, Saturday was a holiday, a public holiday. Whether or not I wanted to teach a class, I really couldn't because, as I said before, I'm giving God thanks. I can't speak now. Come on, man. When you think about
from last week still, I had to work last week on that holiday.
But think about it. Already we're complaining so we don't have no money. And the money are beat way. But we now study and do the work well so we can pass it. It's a try, you're not gonna feel it. If you're gonna pay more money if you go do over the course. No, sorry, that don't make sense. All right. Last part of the question. Say, let me just have a yes. Last part of the question, answer question. If triangle PQR, if it was first reflected in the x-axis followed by the translation, if the image will be the same, yeah, man. Image will be the same. So if we do it the other way around, the other thing first, the first thing first and the second thing after, if we get the same answer, the answer will be a yes. Yeah, man. All right. Me going to stop talking about 20 minutes here because me know what's going to happen and plus me have a next class a little later on. I'm giving you this question to do in 20 minutes. Come on now, search that. You may have to zoom in. I don't want to have to get up and come 6 on 6, 12, 15, 20, 30. All right. There goes a 30 marker. As I said, sometimes the question comes for 30 marks. Sometimes the question comes for 20 marks, depending on what it is. But it's a full mark question. All right. I may do this now. I may do this now. I may do this now. What the heck is that? All right. Those who want to screenshot this, as I said before, I will give it to you. But those who want to screenshot, those 5, let me know when you screenshot that for me, please.
So.
All right, good, thanks. And then I'm going to just go down to the other one, and then you can possibly share it in the group so that those who never get a chance to screenshot it can. Hold on there. There's another piece, right? You can just send it off. As I said before, at the end of the class, I'll send the whole document to you. The screenshot that again for me, please. Let me know when you get that so I can just project the question. Yeah, no?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. 6 and 6, 12, 15. All right, hold on there, this thing. All right. Ava,
Sir?
check your message, please.
All right. Okay, sir, no problem.
Right, thanks. All right, guys, start working for me, please. I'm going to step away from the system here. All right, cool. Are we all finished now?
No,
Not finished yet, sir.
Still working, sir.
Near there. All right. What is it? 5 minutes or 10 more minutes? Which one?
Then, sir.
All right, hurry up, please. I want to project the answer so you can check yourself. All right, can I project the answers now, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
How we look? Are we okay with part A?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is everybody okay with part A? Did everybody get part A right? Is there anything
Yes,
that?
sir.
All right, good. Now remember, I know I have been teaching for quite some time now, and I know there is at least a student in the class who, after all that we have been doing since morning, still not understand the topic finish, you know. The topic finishes is our second past paper question. and then I'm going to give you one to do as practice outside of class. And I know someone in the class don't understand, and they're not unmuting to say, sir, I don't understand. But guess what? When men on earth have done their best, angels in heaven can't do better. And I'm begging you to say to me, sir, I don't understand, so that I can ask a student in the class who is understanding to explain, or for me to do the explanation myself. All right. Part B1. Are we okay with B1?
Yes, sir.
Good.
So you know what I'm learning, observing and learning.
Mm-hmm.
The signs change.
Mm-hmm.
So they are not fixed in terms of in the different I don't want to call them formula, but a formula them called, sir.
I understand what is when it's a formula, yeah.
Right.
So, right. So when you talk about the reflection, and the rotation, it's the same value you're using. It's just the same, going to be positive or negative.
Right.
Negative or positive, yeah. The only time the number changes is when you're talking about the translation, because you're either adding something or subtracting something.
Right.
So good observation. All right. What about B2? Anything with B2 you want me to talk about?
Sir.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Where is this now? The last part of the reflection in the line y equal minus x.
Minus x.
Right. I was using the original.
No.
No, I know.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. No, you know. All right. So Marva, it's the one to say when they say the original, and I say no, and then he said to me, no, I know. Remember that question that Andrew asked earlier at the top of the class? Very important. Let me go ahead and say it again. Marva, I'm happy you made the mistake. No, and not in the exam. Let's go again. Remember when the question says ropes followed by ropes, you can no longer go to the original. You have to go to the first image in order to do the second image. Right? So Marva, being very honest, and I respect that, is saying, sir, you know, say, the first part of B2, me get right, you know. But they said the second part, I went back to the original stuff and then reflected in the line y equal negative x. But now I know, now I see what it is that it did, sir, your man. So the question says, it used the word followed by, the words followed by. So it means that something happened, then something else. Let me give you a good example as to what we're talking about and what shows me how these things are very important. And maybe you ladies will know, will be able to follow this even more. So, two examples. Example number one. Years ago, I was asked to go over to cosmetology to teach. And I refused. Me say, me nah go over cosmetology because me no, I am not teaching over there. And they say, Mr. Shand, go over there, go teach. Me say, all right. And when the man them say, when I look at the syllabus and the man them talk about how to do this and to do that, I say, when I know what I'm talking about. No, the mathematics I know. But I have to relate this to this. I know none of that. So you know what I had to do? I had to go into the salon and watch the people them and hear my word, cream here. And every time I go inside there, so and tell the students, so all right, I'm watching you cream your hair. You know, the people them tell me, say, sir, none of us over here cream here. We relax here. So I say the same thing. Them say no. Relax, sir. So I say okay. And then I said to myself, I know the same thing. I said no, Mr. Shand, it's relax. Just like how you have specific things that they want to, it's relax. I said, okay, relax here. And then when we see the man them relaxing the hair them now, we see the man them cut the hair in sections, then part the hair in sections. Ladies, am I talking the truth or talking the truth?
Truth, sir.
Yeah, man. And them do. So me say, why are you going to do that? Why not just creep out the cream out of the? And them say, sir, it's not cream, it's called a relaxer. I said, why not crepe out the relaxer out of the tube and just massage it in the hair? The hair must relax then. Them say, no, you have to comb through. I said, comb through. And I sat down and I watched that process over and over. And I said, why don't you do it X, Y, Z? They said, sir, you want to burn up the client? And then no, one day them call me and say, sir, come and look at a client here that is burned. And I see them and say, blow. And then something can happen. Them say, yes, sir, the relaxer sear or something. And I learned so much from those set of ladies and gentlemen, because I also had men who were in the program, that, I mean, some of my good friends, best friends even now to this day as I speak to you, are some of my past students in cosmetology. And then fast forward when I send me down to tourism to teach, I say, well, go on. And I see the people them making a croissant. So I say, if you need the flour, you know, just put the water in the flour and just knead it like you make dumpling. They said, no, you can't. So I say, it's flour and water. And then I said, Shand, just remember there is a method. They say, all right. Them say, sir, if you do it like we do, you're right, you can get dumpling. But when you want a croissant, you have to slowly add the water, and you have to use a whisk, and you have to fold. So I say, okay, I watch them fold. I say, so why you fold them? They say, sir, we need as much air as possible to get in the dough, so that when you break, it is flaky. The more air you get into the stuff, is the more flaky it is. And I'm going to tell you something. From those set of students, I've learned. Some of those students are my best friends to this day. So I'm saying to you that I recognize that there is, and there are methodologies to what it is that we do, just like in mathematics, methodologies. And when we follow the methodologies, trust me, you're good to get. These best hairdressers are the ones who will know how to do the relaxation. These best bakers are the ones who will know how to do the methodology, get the croissant. And trust me, when you get a good croissant, ask you, and that croissant is filled with all like a little chocolate, and you eat the croissant, you warm it up and you eat the croissant. Oh God, thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Let's just continue. Methodology is important. So when sir says use, it is followed by, you have to follow that same sequence. If you don't follow that sequence, you're going to get bun up here, you're going to get dumpling. If you don't follow the sequence, you're going to get the other parts of the question incorrect. So you have to follow the procedure to the T in order for it to be good. And the final thing I will say to you on that, you see, when you have these franchise restaurants, the Burger King, the KFC, the Popeyes, the Wendy's, you name it, sometimes, not all the times, sometimes the taste from one store to the next remains constant. Because if you go and buy a burger, the burger meat comes frozen, so you just fix up the burger meat and put the stuff to the thing. If you go to a different restaurant now where the people them physically cooking the food, as I think I don't know if I told you before, went to Fish Pot one Saturday. One day I was at work and I was hungry and I go crossroad and I say, no, I'm going to go Fish Pot. Go to one up a half a tree road, man, and bought a nice little swim soup. Jesus and Father, the soup sweet me. It nice, it fret. The following day I went back to buy some. And I said, no man, me can't wait until me reach back to Excel. I'm going to bust it and eat it now. I'm going to open the soup and start taste the soup. The soup bland, did not have no taste. I cover it up and go back to the cashier and say, I can tell you, the person who cooked the soup yesterday is not the same person who worked today and cooked the soup. And the cashier stopped and looked at me. I said, I want a refund. I said, this food don't cook good. Yesterday soup did nice, and that's why I come back here today. And the lady turned around and said, call someone and say, you see, they keep telling them, I said, I don't want it. They said, sir, what do you want? And I took something else. It is not constant and consistent. You understand? You have a different person doing it. And that's why I keep saying, if you have somebody who master the cooking of the shrimp soup, make that person cook the shrimp soup. Because you will have the taste and you have the customer coming back. The soup couldn't eat. I may not pay so much money for throw away. But give her back, miss me, I want it. Give me something else. You know, if you give me the refund, you know. But give me something else on the menu when me take me can eat. Right? So we have to be very consistent. All right. So now that you know Marva, very good. What about B3? Everybody all right with B3?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Okay. Finish. So you're all right with, I mean, the anti-clockwise rotation was good, 90 degrees. Anybody have any difficulty with that?
Um, why, sir? Nah, my one never saw. Never saw one that it's half by one. I wanna leave.
All right. So two of you. So Subrian is saying no, sir, it wasn't so all right also. All right. So let us have a conversation about it. So the question says to you,
Sir, I was saying no, I don't have any issue.
oh, okay. All right. Thank you, honey bunches. All right. Who was that? Is that who was that speaking earlier?
Zero.
Jerome. All right, Jerome. All right, so you're having a difficulty. All right, so remember now, the anti-clockwise rotation is going to be y comma negative y comma x, right? The anti-clockwise rotation is going to be negative y comma x. So you have to first get the anti-clockwise rotation formula right, or else you're going to be in problems. All right, and then okay, I'm seeing a problem with my answer. You know why? Because I'm seeing A, B, C with the prime, but D and E don't have the prime, so I left out the prime for D and E, so I'm going to fix those. Anybody saw that one, or you just see it when I highlight it?
Yes, sir. No
Just
problem.
see it, sir.
You just seen it, yeah, so I need to go and correct it. So it's very important. And I highlight it because of the question that Ava asked earlier. It's very important, right? So the anti-clockwise rotation. So when you get your XY, just remember it becomes negative YX. The Y value is going to be in the X value position, and you can put a negative sign there. And the X value, you can just put it in the Y position, right? So you will have negative 3, 2. So your negative 3, 2 will be negative 2, negative 3. Does that help you, Jerome? Any way, shape, or form?
One again.
So I'm saying to you, your anti-clockwise rotation on 90 degrees is going to be xy mapping onto negative y, x. Negative y, x. So what I'm saying to you is, you have to make sure that you're using the correct formulation. You have to make sure you use the correct formulation. Now, when you're using the correct formulation, negative y, x for the anti-clockwise rotation, you will then, what it is that you're doing, you're putting the x value into the y position. And the y value, you're going to put it in the x position, but it's going to be in the negative x position. Does that make sense? Look at the formula.
Yes, sir. Go back up to the question. Let me look at that. Please. The question is, hold on.
All right, hold on.
Oh, sir, me say, sir, I see me figure out what was confused, sir.
Sorry about that. Go again, please.
So I'm saying, I figure out what was confused.
Oh, you see what you see what I was talking about now?
Yes, sir. Me see what was confused. What you hear me?
Hey man, loud and clear.
What was confusing me, sir? Take for example, um, 1,9, right? So, for no search, you may say, so the y would have already been negative.
Ah, yeah,
That case.
yeah. But irrespective of it being negative, you still have to use a negative sign. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So remember now, guys, irrespective that it is already negative, you still have to use a negative sign. You still have to use it. All right, very nice. How about
So,
parts? Go
so are
ahead.
you referring to B3?
B3, yeah.
For example, B in the shape, B in the shape where it says one, the points are one, X is one and Y is -9.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And then B prime is going to be 9, comma 1.
right, 9, 1.
Mm-hmm.
But when you which reflection was to be used again, sir?
The rotation 90 degrees in an anti-clockwise direction,
Right.
where
So
XY
Y,
becomes Y from X.
right, Y switches place with X, and the formula or the rotation reflection indicates a negative Y, sir. Right, but the Y is already negative, and so I would have observed that the Y changed to positive.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was saying when I said I observed that the sign
Mm-hmm.
changes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
even though the reflection in terms of the ones that you gave us, number 1 to 8, the one that says rotation 90-degree anti-clockwise, even though it reflects as a negative, the negative Y is not fixed. It is affected or
By the
changed.
negative.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. How part C? And issues of part C, remember, this is your opportunity to speak to me. How is part C for you? Or
So
how
we're supposed to subtract, sir, because nah, work out for me. Let's see, I don't know why.
now record for you? All right, cool. Hold on. I know, that's what I said, remember. All right. I just went and fixed something to the to that. All right. So C1 says um C1, yes. So it gave you the image, Andrahan. It gave you the image. How do you know, sir, that it gave you the image? Because I'm seeing K prime, L prime, M prime, and N prime under the translation T, right? So therefore I have to transpose my formula. Object plus transformation is equal to image. So I want the object, so it's going to be image minus the translation. So it's going to be 1 minus 1 going to give me 0. And 5 minus 3 is going to become 5 plus 3, which is 8.
Oh, I see. So what I was doing, so I was using the minus that is already attached instead of 5
But remember, you couldn't use it in the first part, so you have to be consistent. Yeah. So it's going to be a minus 3.
Yes, which turn it into a positive.
Positive, yes. Come on. And then similarly, it's going to be 3 minus 1, which is 2. And 5 minus 3, again, is going to give you 8. And 4 minus 1 is 3 for M. And 4 minus 3 is going to give you 4 plus 3, which is 7. And minus 1 minus 1 is minus 2. And 1 minus 3 is going to give you 4. So just remember, when you have those two negative numbers coming together as a multiplication, it becomes a positive number. It becomes a positive number.
Sir, for this one.
You repeat that, sir. I cut off again.
So I'm saying to you, let us look at the translation. The translation T is 1 comma negative 3. X is 1 and Y is negative 3. What I'm saying to you is, when I have the image 1 comma 5 for K prime, the image K prime, which is 1 comma 5, I'm going to be using the 1 in the exposition of K1. That 1 minus this one up top is going to give me 0. And the 5 in the K prime in the Y position, when subtracted from a negative 3, it becomes 5 minus a negative 3. And 5 minus a negative 3 is going to be equal to 5 plus 3. And 5 plus 3 is 8. So you have your original image to be 0, 8, which is K right here. Similarly, the 3 in the X position for L prime, 3 minus 1 for the translation is going to give me 2. And 5 again, minus 3 is going to give me 8. And if you look at the M prime has 4 for both X and Y. You're going to say 4 minus 1 is 3, but 4 minus a negative 3 is going to become 4 plus 3, which is equal to 7. And then you're also going to have for N prime, minus 1 minus another 1 is going to give you negative 2. And then we have 1 minus a negative 3 is 1 plus 3, which is going to give you 4. Hope that helps, Jerome.
Sir, since you made the first thing I pop up on something like this where make completely lost. Me can understand how 5 minus 2 give you back 8, sir. At 30, I'm going to try to say math it out on my head.
Right now, math's out. All right, do me a favor, Papa. And that's fine. And as I said before, I love honesty. If I teach in any of you, again, in any other math course, just be honest with me like what Jerome is honest, so that I can try and find ways to help you. All right, do me a favor, Jerome. Grab a calculator. Do you have a calculator, Jerome?
Yes, sir.
All right, grab a calculator for me. And I'm going to give you the algorithm. I'm going to put it in the calculator. And if you still don't understand it there, then I'm going to go on paper with you next time. And I want the rest of you to follow what I'm doing with Jerome, because quite frankly, he may not be the only one. All right, come Jerome, work with teacher. We could try which one now. Which one you want to try? The 5 minus 3. Put in 5 in the calculator, Jerome.
Yes, sir.
And you put it in?
Yes, sir.
Press minus now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Press your open parenthesis button. Open your parenthesis. Open your bracket. Press the first bracket button. And 10 minutes press it. All right. Press minus 3 now. Press a negative sign and put 3. And then close it.
Yes, sir.
Press equal.
Yeah, you did it.
You get
You did it, sir.
you get the 8 down. Yeah, man, magic. Yeah, man. I said, and let me explain what is happening right there. And you'll see, and matter of fact, now that you put it on a calculator and it proves it that it is 8, I want you to now write it. I want all of you to write this for me, because this part is very important. I want you to all write this for me. I'm going to tell you the algorithm again, and you're going to write it for me. You're going to write 5 minus open parentheses minus 3 close parentheses. So what you're having is 5 minus open parentheses minus 3 close parentheses. So in your parentheses or in your brackets, you're going to have negative 3. All right? Now, brackets of multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. So you were introduced, hopefully, in Foundation Concept 1 to something that is called BOMDAS. B-O-M-D-A-S. B for brackets of multiplication and division before addition and subtraction. So it means that because it says brackets of, you have to work with the B part first. You have to work with the B part first. So anything you get at all with brackets in there, it first you have to work out. How do you work it out? Tell me what sign class is in front of the bracket. Hello?
Sure, negative.
Very good. So what you have to do, in order for you to remove the parentheses, you will have to do that operation first. So that negative sign that you see there is not just a negative, is a negative 1, but the 1 is imaginary. So you're going to say to yourself, a negative 1 times a negative 3. When you multiply two negative numbers, you get a positive number. So negative 1 times negative 3 becomes a positive 3. So what you now have is 5 plus 3. And 5 plus 3 is going to be equals to 8. That's what it is. And you're good to go from there. Trust me, you try that in any situation. And I promise you, you will get the same result. Real talk. Let us do this one quickly. The last one says, you are given the object. By the way, Jerome, you catch it now, right, Papa?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Nice job. So the object, the last one says U, V, and W with a translation T, -3, 2. Remember, you're given the object and you're trying to find the image. In the other one before, up top, you're given the image and trying to find the object. So how you keep saying that? I know I'm given the image because I have K prime, L prime, M prime, and N prime. And I'm going to be asked to find K, L, M, and N now. In C2, what was given was U, V, and W. There's no prime. So I can safely say that these are points are the object or the other object. So it means that I'm supposed to be finding the image. So let's go and find the image now. 2, 3 for you on that translation, -3, 2. It's going to be 2 plus -3. So why am I not minusing? Because I'm finding the image. Look at the formula there in green up top. Object plus transformation is going to be equal to the image. So 2 plus -3 is going to be -1. And 3 plus 2 is 5. So my u prime is going to be -1, 5. And v, which is 4, 5, the translation is -3. So it's going to be 4 minus 3 is 1, and 5 plus 2 is 7. So you can have 1, 7. And then 5 minus 3 is 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So we have 2, negative 2, whoa. Oh yeah, 2, 4. I forget that is 2 transformations. 2, 4. Right? And Marva will tell you now that when you're doing a transformation followed by another transformation, always ensure that you're not going back to the object, but that you're going back to the first transformation. So now you're trying to do a reflection in the x-axis. The x value remains unchanged, the y value changes. So you have -1, -5. So if you look at u prime, q prime, and r prime, the same value for x is in u double prime, q double prime, and r double prime, because those x values not changing. Why, sir? Because I'm reflecting in the x-axis. When I reflect in the x-axis, the x values don't change. It's just the y values that change. So all the y values going to have a negative sign there. So I'm going to end up with -1, -5, 1, -7, and 2, -4. Easy 30 marks. easy 30 marks.
It's easy, but you have to focus.
Absolutely. No, but it's true. Just like when you go to work, Andrea, and you're operating a serious machine, if you not focus, you're using one power saw for cut meat. If you not focus, you cut off a finger.
True, right.
Yeah, man. So and if you're a mechanic, you don't want the engine drop out and drop on your toe because your toe will crush. So in everything that you do is going to cause an eye for detail. And if you're a banker and you keep somebody come to a lodgement of 100,000, make sure it says 3 zeros you put in, and 5 zeros you put in, because if you put in an extra 0, you will post $1 million to the person's account. So you have to be able to do, pay special attention with what it is that you're doing. Trust me, real talk. All right. I don't have a problem not being able to go through the other stuff with you. I think we started and finished a major topic today. I'm going to send you all of what I use in class today, all of this that I use in class today, that you can look at, as a refresher to go through again to see exactly what is happening. I'm going to also see if I can generate another question. So I'm not going to send this off just yet because I need to write another question to put on there for you so that you can have it. The question to you is, do you want me to write another question and give it to you, or write the other question and do the solution so you can see if you're right at the same time? Which what you want?
What's the solution, sir?
You want the solution too?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna write the question and do the solution. So I'm going to ask you to just give me a little bit of time. I'm going to hold a little lay down, and then hopefully I just took 2 tabs a while ago. So hopefully I can sleep it off a little and then get up and do that. So I can remember, I'm doing this for you because that topic had done. And hear me out, students. Those who have ears to hear, let the man them hear. The topic here must come on your final exam. Me expect the question for come for a full mark. We get 3 questions now because of the online exams for 20 marks. So it's not going to be a 30 marker. I'm expecting a question to come full like this for 20 marks. If you can know this and box off this, you have 30 marks, 20 marks out of 60 marks already. And then you just have 2 more questions for just get your full marks, so then you get 100% by your exam. And even if you make a mistake and you get 10 out of 20 for one of the question, you go on 30 marks already, because you're going to get full marks for the question here. And then you get full marks for the third question. At 50 out of 60, you get, you must pass the course with that A. Me a big no. You see, those of you who still have the EducaSoft outstanding, when you're done with something, please. Students, my final words to you is, whenever it takes me this long to recover, it is because my body is tired. And I really don't get a chance to rest because I'm still teaching and I'm still doing a whole heap of talkie. Plus I have meetings at work nonetheless. So I really don't get time to rest. And I'm saying to you, I'm going to take some time off. I'm taking some time off. Now next week, I will take some time off for the next 2 weeks. Starting tomorrow, for the next 2 weeks. I know while I'm taking my time off, I will have a class with you next week, Saturday. I'm begging you. I don't want to come to class next week, Saturday, and see one piece of assignment that is outstanding. I wish when I was going to school, I had a teacher who would remind me of my outstanding pieces of work. It puts me on target and allows me to become more responsible. All I'm begging you is to complete the work, please. I pass more to pass the examiner. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Sir, yeah, man, I appreciate, the mosquito, I call it the mosquito effect. You come in and you keep emphasizing and re-emphasizing and stressing and all of that, that kind of let me push a little bit. Well, probably more than a little bit in terms of getting the work done. EducaSoft. Just to confirm, so I heard that the prerequisite, like this course that we're doing now, it doesn't affect the GPA. Is that correct? Just wanted to confirm.
Yes, that is so true. It's a foundational course. Normally at the university level, foundational courses don't go towards your final GPA calculation. I can double check to see if we do anything differently from what I know the university does, but I know if I did a foundational course at the university, it never, it did not account to my final GPA. Yeah.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, right? It doesn't count to it, and that is universal. But I know what normally happens again. And I think this is why it's different with the CCCJ. I know at the university, your first, not foundational courses, your first year course, your general courses before you start specializing, don't count towards your degree either. The class of the degree is just your major that accounts for the class of the degree. But of course, you had to do the first year courses. So when I went into first year, none of those courses, they only use one of your best grades from first year. So if you got only one A, that A will go towards the counting of your degree. So very good question, because a lot of people don't know how this thing is calculated. Who to tell? Maybe when we finish this stuff, we'll do the thing. Oh, I should tell you. Anybody has a calculator? Not calculator, the calendar nearby.
Yes, sir.
All right. So next week Saturday is the 13th. Sorry, it's the 20th. Today's the 13th. Next week Saturday is the 30th. All right. Rockstone. No, next week Saturday is the 20th. Right.
Yes,
Right. I was in my headspace. I said the 20th, but I was thinking that I said the 20th, but it sounded like the 30th to me. All right. So next week Saturday is the 20th. There is one other Saturday that I can play around with, which is the 27th. I should be on break at that time, but I'm going to be using that class on the 27th for now as a little catch up on those areas that we may not have done up, and if you want a little review, so forth and so on, because I think the following Monday, the 29th, if I'm not mistaken, would be the start of your exams. All right, and it goes up until I think the 9th of September. The 9th of September is a Friday, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So your exams will begin on the 29th, the Monday the 29th, and runs for 2 weeks and end on the 9th of September. So technically I can say to you that we're going to be having 2 more classes next week and the week following. All right, hear me out. Next week, we must get the whole of my Edukasa pieces done up. Right? By next week, you guys can be able to do your mid-semester, so you guys can know what percentage you're going into the exam with. You know, sometimes you do a course with a teacher and the teacher don't tell you what percentage you're going into the exam with. That don't happen with Mr. Shand. You will know what percentage you're going in, so you know that, boy, I'm going in with an A. I can be relaxed because I know I already have an A. Worst case scenario, I can finish the course with a B+. All right? So that's what you're supposed to do for me, please, and I'm good to go.
Right, what topics?
Everything and anything. All right.
All right.
Bless your heart. All the best. Take care.
Yeah, man, sir. Do the same. Get well, sir.
Yeah, bud.
So remember me.
Yes, I remember you. Do me a favor. Give me about 2 hours. Sleep off this and then call me here.
No problem.
All right, cool.